Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please press like and subscribe and share. Okay, so I want to tell you about this technique that I have. It's to win the Powerball or the Mega Million. Now, this technique is not perfected for one fit all. I'm trying to find someone now that is humble enough and teachable so that I can make this into one size fit all. In other words, so I could come on the show and say, hey, if you do this, follow these steps, and then you'll be able to win the Powerball, the Mega Million jackpot. It's not at that point yet. The way it is now is that it's in the beginning stages. So when I give you the first set of instructions, I have to actually read you and see, after you've been doing it for a few weeks, I have to read you and see what's going on with your energy. Why haven't you won it? If you're not winning in a couple weeks, is it because your frequency isn't high enough? Let's just say your frequency not high enough. And then I want to know, what is there something going on currently with you that your frequency can't get higher? It's going to show me that. It's going to show me everything as to what's going on. So then I have to make changes. So whatever instructions I might have gave you the first time, we're going to end up changing those until you win it. Everybody's going to be different as to how long it takes you to win it. But I'm trying to narrow it down so when I do make it one size fit all, within 90 days, the person would have hit it. So in order to do that, I have to perfect it. And I have to work with someone who is teachable. Not someone that I give you a set of instructions and you think that's all. And so this is it. When I try to tell you the other set of instructions, I know. Because if you know, what do you need me for? And if you know, why are you having financial trouble? Okay. Another thing, too, with people, they swear that they understand about energy. Everything is energy. But if you truly understood that, you would never have financial troubles. Not ever. So when I meet people and they don't have extra money in the bank or, a lot of extra money in the bank, there's a problem. And I know there's a problem. Usually the number one thing is they say they understand everything is energy, but they don't. Because it is one thing to understand something intelligently, and it is another thing to live it. When I was started my spiritual path, I was really close with my cousin. After a long time went past, I was close with my cousin. So I would tell her things that maybe I would hear in my spirit about different stuff. And intelligently, I understood it fully. Now, I might come back to her 4 years later and say, I got it. And she would say, well, I thought you got it 4 years ago. And I would say, intelligently, I got it 4 years ago. Now, I really got it to the point where I can apply this to my life. When you really understand that everything is energy, you'll do everything. You will change your life accordingly. And money should just automatically come to you. That's just the fact. It should just automatically come to you. And if it's not, it's because you don't understand. And that's why it's not. Now, you might understand it intelligently, but you don't, like I say, get it. Like you don't get it yet, okay? So, when you feel that you know everything, the universe can't teach you because that's what your energy is sending off. That you already know. So if the universe could talk, it would say, well, they don't need to be telling Barbara nothing because she already know. But let me tell Patricia because she's open to hear it. I'm just giving you an example, if it could talk. You have to be teachable in order to be taught by the universe. If you're not teachable, you'll never be taught in this lifetime. You might have to go maybe your next life, maybe 5 or 6 lives, that you'll be teachable. Who knows? But in this one, you're not ready because as a young adult, you weren't teachable, and now you know. So if you know, you're not teachable, and the universe will not even approach you. And October the 12th, 2012, I will never forget this. I used to go to the library a lot and just stand there, and let the universe lead and guide me what books that I needed to read, because I've always let the universe guide my spiritual path. I didn't know what I needed to know or what I needed to learn. So I put my spiritual growth in the universe hands. I've always done that from day one. So I would go to the bookstore and it would lead me to a book or whatever. I would have, so many different experiences. I'll tell you that later. That, would lead me to do that. So one year, this October the 12th, I was fixing to go to the bookstore, and this voice said inside of me, "You ought to read no more books. Now all of your teaching will come within. So turn your attention within and don't buy any more books." And I quit buying books. And the universe did teach me. And the first thing it went through teaching me was about electrons. Now, I'm going to go through all that at another time because I want to get to this. So I'm going to go on and I'll tell you about that, because it's really fascinating as to how they even started teaching me about electrons. But they started teaching me electrons. So, okay, so let me get back to this lottery. So years ago, I won 5 of the Powerball numbers. So, later, as I grow, just like you, there's different levels to spiritual growth. You might be in the kindergarten, first grade, second grade. It's just different levels. As you go up to more levels, you learn more. You learn more wisdom and knowledge, and you just learn more, okay? So I learned more. And then the universe revealed to me our most 2 powerful attributes, what they were, and how to use them to apply in your life. And if you use these 2 powerful attributes, there's nothing you couldn't have when it comes to manifesting. And so it shared that with me. I'll go into that because that's fascinating too, how I seen light coming out my head. But we'll go through that another time too, because I want to get to this. Okay, so so that added more instructions, or better instructions, or more powerful instructions to this lottery thing that I was doing. Okay, so the instructions kind of changed a little bit, making it more powerful. So I thought, with the universe, my innate spirit inside of me, that's what chiropractors, when they go to school, they're taught that's God's spirit inside of you is called innate spirit, which is the spirit of God. It had already said to me this a while back, that this technique is not a one fit all. So it has to be modified. And to that, it was very general, and it's not going to make a person win with the first set of instructions. It wasn't. So I would have to do some research to perfect this to be, get it right. So it was the same. So basically, it was better than what it was several years ago. The technique was better. So I used to do a lot of pod shows. Not long ago, I went on several different pod shows talking about how you get money and things like that. And so a friend of mine had heard me on there, and she said, "Hey, I want to be the first person you work with, show me about this lottery thing." So I said, "Oh, okay." Now, she was a very teachable person, but 2 weeks after we started, she got sick, was diagnosed with cancer, and actually died, about 4 months later, if that long. So obviously, me and her couldn't finish it, and I just let it be for a while. Just let it be. So then my grandson said he wanted to do it. Now remember, I told you my family is not. They think they just know everything about everything, and so you have to be teachable. So now, if you've been a school teacher and this is your career, that's your expertise because you've been a school teacher, all your life. So you should be expert in that. But if you've never worked in a hospital, never know anything about medicine, but yet when we talk about medicine, you know everything about it. And if I speak in it, I've been in nursing since I was 19 years old. If I speak about it, then, she thinks she'll tell another member of the family, she thinks she know everything. Yeah, I think I know about that. I've been in it since I was 19. So I think I'm an expert at that, okay? You know what? As I'm telling this story, I'm thinking, maybe that's jealousy because I don't know what that is that you can't allow yourself to be humble for something that's actually going to benefit you. I just don't get that. But sometimes when you're jealous, what is that they say? Cut off your nose to spite your tail or whatever that is. You know what I mean? But that just doesn't make sense to me, honey. If somebody tell me, hey, I'm going to help you get millions of dollars and all you got to do is follow my instructions, child, I am right there following everything you say do because I want to get this, okay? So when we first started with my grandson, he said, he was the emotions he was putting out was that of, what was it? When you first, excitement. Well, I knew that wasn't a strong enough frequency. Now, if he's trying to get some money, maybe that will work. But if you're trying to get large money, it's not going to work. Now, let me tell you this right quick. When the more money you're trying to get, the more pure that money is. So if you're trying to get $5,000 or something, that's all right. You could bring that into your world with negativity. You could still get it. But if you're trying to create multi-million dollars, a lot of millions of dollars, that money that you're trying to create is pure. The more millions it is, the more pure that money is. So what you have to do is bring your frequency up to that frequency of purity so that you could get it, which means no negative. Like if you're trying to get 50 million, that's that's very pure money. And so you need to not have any negativity in your energy field in order to be able to bring that money in. Okay. So basically, like attracts like. That's what it is. Like attracts like. If you're negative, you attract negative. If you're positive, you're going to attract positive. You have to, and so whatever you're trying to manifest, it doesn't mean what it is. You have to bring your frequency up to that. So now I've never given any exercises on this show on how to attract this money because, again, it's not a one-off fix all. So I gave something about bringing your frequency, but it doesn't work with this one. The frequency, the one that I gave you all about wealth, that changes your frequency when you're just trying to bring in, more money for your work or something like that. But that's not going to work with this one. And let me tell you why. When you're working on money, when you're working on this exercise about, you shouldn't add a lot of different affirmations to your stuff. What's happening is you're confusing the universe. So if you're doing several different kind of seven different kind of things, if you're doing several different types of affirmation, I can tell you right now, after 24 hours, the universe is just going to stop and not manifest anything for you in that area because it's confused. You've given it too much instructions. So you're trying to manifest money for everyday life. You're trying to attract a lot of money for, millions of dollars for the lottery. You're trying to, I don't know, you can't do all that. The universe becomes confused and it won't give you anything. Let me end this and start it over. Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show.